not a barefoot hill person?
I wasn't aware of that until recently, but it's good to know. My wife doesn't think of me that way.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. This is episode number 65. This is a show where we like to talk about comic books, movies, TV shows, video games, Star Trek, and Midget Radio wants me to say this, political discourse. For the future. I am your host, Tactic Angel, and with me is the not-so-professional Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello.
Hello, Midget Radio. I can tell you're fired up for this episode because you're jumping the gun.
I know. Chomping at the bit. Not really. It's mostly
I think
bread.
it's because you want to start drinking. Is that right?
I do. But I poured only a single glass of Glenlivet today, and I left the bottle in the kitchen. Yeah.
Are you planning on doing something with the rest of your day?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be responsible. I don't want to be, fucking worthless for the rest of the day. I fear the power of the Iron Fist to drive one to drink. So this is, simple precaution.
You gave it away.
I did.
It's
obvious.
This is all.
Doesn't the
downhill.
artwork on the show though kind of give away the typically? Plus the titles are so extremely descriptive that
really
they're pretty obvious.
Maybe we'll pull a bait and switch this week.
Okay, I like it.
Anyway, I have some Old Camp, which I've drank once before. You will remember this one as the one that labels itself as whiskey, but is 80% rubbing alcohol.
Oh, nice. You're serious. This is serious
It's
business
not
today.
It's not rubbing alcohol. I think it's distilled mineral spirits or something. It's what it is it's not whiskey.
Well, that's okay.
I had a very serious conversation about this not being whiskey.
Okay.
Because if it's 20% whiskey and 80% something else, it's not whiskey.
Okay, well that's good. You could drink it and use it to disinfect wounds effectively.
Sure.
It's a good field liquor.
I don't have any writer's tears, so so I decided Old Camp because what we're talking about feels pretty campy. Here we go. We're talking about the Immortal Iron Fist Season 2, part of Netflix's Marvel TV show alliance. Iron Fist Season 2 picks up after the events of The Defenders, which was way too heavily influenced by Iron Fist Season 1. Yeah. Apparently I got tired of writing about Iron Fist because that's where the description ends. Iron Fist is a man. He comes from Kunlun. He knows how to do karate. He is a rich white dude. Danny Rand.
Sure.
Everybody's favorite. Midget Radio. A brief synopsis of our first season sort of experience of this. Would you say neither of us were really fans?
I don't know if it was like I mean I think I probably actively hated it. I think I actively hated the first season once I got into it. So certainly not a fan, but there's definitely some active hatred there.
Okay. I think back in the day, I'm not really sure what we gave it, but
I don't remember.
I think it was like, I think you might have given it like 3 stars, or maybe that was the first.
That was the first one, yeah, the first half, yeah, when I was still optimistic, and then
it might have gone downhill.
Yes.
All right, we'll accept that.
Yeah.
I think I gave it less. How do you feel that we have watched the first 6 episodes, so kind of the first half of the season? Not precise math there.
Sure.
Midget Radio, how do you feel about what we have seen so far on the Iron Fist?
I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
Then I'll start.
Okay, good.
Midget Radio. I think this show is silly.
Yeah, okay. I hate it. So that's sort of where I am.
So you hate season 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah.
I think that there are some maybe positive developments.
Okay. Sure.
And I think the positive developments are just that the negatives aren't there as much. There's nothing really good going on.
No.
I mean, other than some of the fights, which there are surprisingly few of.
That's true. Yeah.
Other than maybe just one of the fights, maybe two. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot to really say about this show other than that it is very silly.
Yeah. I don't know. I have been thinking about it in terms of season 1. And trying to discern whether I think that this season is better than season 1. And every time I keep coming to the conclusion that it's just not worth trying to figure out. It's just not even worth trying to compare the two.
I think that this so far is better than season 1.
It probably is. It's just that that's saying so little that I'm not sure that it's worth saying at all.
So, okay. And this shouldn't count as a spoiler,
Okay.
but it is if you haven't seen season 1.
Okay. Well, fuck that.
So at the end of season 1, Joy has some stupid scene where she's like, I'm going to be the bad guy now.
Yeah.
Literally, I think she might have said that.
Probably. I think grew a mustache for the scene.
She still looked good, though.
Yeah, she could pull it off.
But like she ended that on kind of like a note, and you just like bury your face in your hand, and you're like, holy shit. It hasn't been as holy shit terrible as I expected.
No.
Now it's, once again, I'm not saying it's any good.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been terrible. I have not enjoyed her conversations, particularly with her brother, Ward, who I think maintains his position as probably, strangely, the most likable character on the show, other than Colleen for being just a sexy Asian lady.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. He's still like somehow the most human being person on the show.
Yeah,
which is insane, but
it really I think that actor is actually I think he's doing about as much with what he's being given as can, maybe not as possible, but as can be reasonably expected.
Absolutely, yeah. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah.
Particularly when he has to go through terrible dialogue with his sister.
Practically senseless dialogue with his sister. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this season also continues the Netflix trend, particularly that we see in the second class citizens of the Netflix series, which are Jessica Jones does this to some degree.
Yeah.
And definitely Luke Cage season 2 did this just a fucking ton, where you have one-on-one, just overly dramatic dialogue after over dramatic dialogue.
Yeah.
Yep. At some point, I just like somebody to say, "Hey, would you like to go get a burger?" And it's like, I don't really like you, but yeah, I could go for a burger.
Yeah.
And like, just calm down.
Yeah. You know, strangely, one of those things that like actually Luke Cage season 1 sort of excelled at, because I loved like the first part of Luke Cage season 1. I loved the conversations about
Coffee?
yeah. Well, not the conversations. No, Jesus Christ. They have destroyed that goddamn joke. I can't even remember what the fuck they were talking, but there were like just conversations about basketball. Oh, conversations about like Bruce Lee versus Jet Li. I really enjoyed the fucking like meaningless sort of pop culture extended conversations in the early part of Luke Cage, the first season. Those were nice. People were just talking about nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it does help engender them as real people, as opposed to just kind of, I don't know, soap opera kung fu stars.
That's what this show is, yeah.
I've been thankful that so far it hasn't gotten too heavy with the melodrama between Colleen and Danny Rand.
Yeah.
I have to think about his name because he's just so compelling that sometimes it escapes me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you start episode 1 and like they seem to be in a pretty good place, and that's helped along by the fact that they keep telling you, the audience, you guys seem to be in a pretty good place. You got a pretty good thing going here.
Yep.
You know, I see that you and Danny have, you know, really, you're in a good place.
Yeah, it's
like,
nice to know.
The place that you're in seems to be good. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, what your relationship really seems to be. Shut up.
Yeah.
But they actually do have a functional amount of TV chemistry. We've certainly seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
Nothing too overdramatic so far, and I hope they can manage to stay the course. Because that was actually one of the things, like the first episode I watched and I was like, wow, I expected complete dumpster fire.
Yeah.
This isn't a complete dumpster fire. I mean,
no.
There's not a lot of stuff going on here that I care about.
No.
But let's make some new goals. Goal number 1, that there isn't a breakdown between Danny Rand and Colleen Wing, because, you know, it would just be kind of a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Not to have like all of the chess pieces moving so drastically.
Yeah. 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 So actually because I was going to cite like two positives that I came away with from the first 6 episodes of this series so far. And the first one is Danny and Colleen's relationship. And I think what's nice about it and what actually makes it unique is that it's one of the only fucking TV couple relationships, particularly in some kind of stupid comic book superhero story, where like both members of the relationship aren't lying to each other constantly. Like, I actually like that they have a nice, like, a pretty open relationship, and Danny can come home and be like, yeah, there's blood on my shirt. It's not my blood. And Colleen can be like, okay, I mean, whatever. Like, you know, that's just how it is. Like, nobody's really hiding anything from each other. That is what makes their relationship actually kind of refreshing, despite the fact that I don't think that there's any real chemistry between those two, and I don't understand what's keeping them together, except that that's just sort of how, like, heterosexuality works, I guess. I mean, he's a boy and she's a girl. But
and
like,
he's pretty,
yeah,
and she's sexy.
Yeah, so you know, at least you have those ingredients. But I do like that they are able to be pretty open with one another. So that's nice. And then 2, Joy's character this season at least appears to have like a single motivation. Now, like, the quality of that the quality of the character has not really been improved, but at least this season I can sort of follow what she's doing. Like, she's made a choice and I'm like, you seem to be consistently thorough on this choice. And that's a nice change from season 1.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of sense that's getting a little rocky and might fall apart.
Yeah, probably.
And like, I mean, as you go into episode 6, it starts to get into the over dramatic dialogue stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like it would kind of be nice if the stuff that's happening between her and Ward in particular could just resolve itself
Yeah.
through like dialogue,
Yeah.
as opposed to whatever the hell I expect to happen.
Right. I mean, again, not to spoil anything, but you would think that the conflict between the two of them could be resolved through dialogue. That, like, most human beings could actually do that. You know, it doesn't need to be as hyper dramatic as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate this show, but
What is the second thing?
that was the second thing. Just the sort of the sort of singleness of Joy's motivation
Oh, okay.
so far throughout this season. Because season 1, I mean, she was practically schizophrenic. It was just impossible to follow. Like,
So
I don't understand how you feel about this person. Now in this episode, you seem to be nice, but now you hate him. I don't know what's going on.
So I noticed that Alice Eve didn't enter that.
Oh, right. She's in the show.
She is in the show.
Good for her.
I kind of liked her through the first 3 episodes. I'm a little bit iffy now,
Wow, really? Yeah, I don't know. I thought
and I couldn't place it actually because I kept looking at her and I'm like, I know this person.
yeah.
And I was like, nope, I don't know what it was from. I know this person, but I don't know. You know what the terrible realization was?
What's that?
That I recognized her, and I think this is the thing. She was in Star Trek Into Darkness, and that movie was an unrelenting hellscape.
Yeah.
Except that Eve Alice in a science officer
Yeah.
uniform
Yeah.
with that sexy bowl cut,
Yeah.
it goes a long way for me.
It works. It works.
really, really does.
It overcomes a lot of obstacles.
Well, it distracted me momentarily from the sort of psychological demons tearing the flesh away from my bones.
Right.
That was the rest of that movie.
Right.
There's our
That's
Star
nice.
Trek reference too.
Hey,
So-
good job. Good work.
And that
Good
one
man.
wasn't that artificial. This is actually a Star Trek
Yeah.
character actor. Now, granted, that movie should never have existed.
No.
And it is an abomination.
Yes.
But she did look good in that.
Man, I wonder if she wore a science officer outfit in this series. It probably would have been better.
It might have been a little bit more confusing, but not by a lot.
Yeah, I don't think that would matter. I mean,
I actually think she's been doing a pretty solid job of acting her part. I think that
Yeah.
her character is a fucking nightmare
Yeah.
of characters, but
yeah.
there is a very real potential that they could make that interesting, but I just don't trust it.
I don't. And the circumstances of her arrival into this series are just so asinine that it's hard for me to get behind.
Oh, come
Any of
on.
it.
I thought you liked comic books. I actually was a little bit curious because the way she works into the series is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that, in a word, is comic books.
It is. Sometimes, though, at least it's entertaining. This is mostly just tedious. I find this season just extraordinarily tedious. Because there's nothing really, like, there is nothing really to care about. So much of the problem is that, I mean, Danny Rand is still just the most uncompelling fucking person.
He actually kind of fades into the background of a lot of this.
He does, which you would think, like, okay, maybe that would help a little bit, but then you realize
Kinda
that
does.
there's not really. I mean, there's no one
I-
really to fill those shoes. I mean, maybe if they made Ward the star of the series.
I mean, like, they spend almost as much time on Ward, and they spend almost as much time as with Colleen and Misty Knight, who shows up.
Yeah.
And, like, I was having fun with those two.
Me too. I
Yeah.
like them together. But then they still have to deal with like everything that's going on in the show.
And as much as I do like them together, I do hate kind of the dialogue that occasionally happens.
Yeah.
Colleen, I don't really know you, but
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
you saved my life is the next sentence. It's like, because that kind of ingratiates you pretty thoroughly, in my opinion.
Sure.
I don't know you, but you saved my life. I don't know why that needs to qualify anything. I mean, Colleen's not asking for a personal loan here. Hey, Misty, could you loan me $1,500?
Right. It's maybe
Colleen,
just like,
I don't really know you, but you saved my life.
I mean, maybe she might just be trying to explain to Colleen,
No.
we're kind of strangers, but in fact, I do care about you.
I don't think she's saying it that way. I think she's saying it in the same way that, you and Danny are in a really good place right now. Your relationship, like if this were a puzzle, all the pieces are fitting.
Yeah.
Your relationship puzzle is coming along nicely.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to say anything about that? Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have Joy come over. Oh, you guys have done such a wonderful place.
Oh my God.
It's so happy for the both. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you want to rate the first half? This is us. This is what Iron Fist has done to us,
I
because
know.
this is going to be a schizophrenic nightmare
Yeah.
of an episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it 1.5 stars.
I will give it a 2.
Yeah.
I feel like a 2, because really at this point I just mostly don't care. I don't like it,
Yeah.
and that's really what 2 stars is. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And maybe it gets better. Probably doesn't. It probably gets
No.
worse.
Yeah. Probably does.
But actually, that is something I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because that reminds me of something.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
gonna pop that spoiler tag.
Spoilers. All right.
Okay, here we go. I have to believe that you enjoy Davos,
No, I fucking hate Davos.
even when he starts making decisions.
Because he's such a fucking brat. Like, this isn't somebody who's like come to the decision, this is the difference between right and wrong, and I'm making Punisher style fucking choices about justice and all of that. That it's not coming from that place. It's coming from a bratty. I was supposed to be the Iron Fist, and I decided that I have to be Iron Fist, and I have this like duty to. It's just a selfish, fucking self-aggrandizing, solipsistic asshole. That's all he is. He's not making any decisions. He's not really. He's just being a fucking toddler. He's just acting like a brat. It's annoying. It's so tedious. He just bores the shit out of me. He's not like he's not somebody who's actually considering like the weight of his decisions. That's why I don't respect it. He's just a kid, a bratty, pissed off kid who thinks that the toy he should have had was stolen from him. And then he steals it back. That's it.
So I don't like the character, but I think what they're trying to do with the character is that they're trying to go for that, like, everything that we've ever seen Davos do is intensely ordered, right? He is like the ultimate of lawful characters, because he's like, I don't eat your pizza. Apparently,
Right.
I don't want to have sex with attractive women.
Yeah, that's really hard for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I struggle with it too. What can I do to motivate myself to fuck this bitch?
Yeah.
It's like, just look at her.
Yeah. It's pretty
Like-
easy.
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, and then like he's got all these rules, and I understand the whole thing, and I think like his character's a little bit interesting because Kunlun is not a good society.
Right. So, and I think that's where that's where it stops making any sense. Like, and that's where the show, I think, just breaks down because the writing is so bad. Where does all of this discipline come from? Like his sense of justice and all of that shit, like of the right thing to do, the pure thing to do, and all. Where does any of it come from? Because it doesn't make sense if it comes from Kunlun, which is little more than a fucking abusive society that is completely centered around everybody competing for the same fucking toy. And like if you get the toy, you're the man. And everyone else is kind of a piece of shit. Like, that's the society he came out of. So to believe that there is some higher code of honor coming out of this makes no sense. And in fact, all of Danny's discipline around like centering his chi and finding his center, none of that lines up with Kunlun as a society the way it's been portrayed throughout this show. Because the show is really badly written, is why.
I'm not going to argue that the show isn't badly written, but the idea that, okay, like lawful characters can exist, like in the D&D sense. Lawful characters can exist, and they can be anywhere between like good and evil. Mm-hmm. And all it really measures is how ordered you want, your personal life to be and your society to be. And so, like in this case, he's like, what I will do whatever is necessary to maintain order. And like he's placed order high above everything else, including any sense of morality, because he clearly doesn't value human life. He only values human life as long as it is compatible with the order.
Okay.
Now, Kunlun, we have seen, is a shit place that beats children and teaches them that they need to be human weapons.
Yeah.
But we have seen and we have heard several stories of people who are not in this sort of cult, right? Because they're part of the protective class. If they were in Plato's Republic, they are the guardians, right?
Okay.
So their whole life is dedicated to this sense that they are serving their people, they are maintaining order, they are protecting the society of Kunlun. Because he's talked about people who have somehow manufactured cars. He's talked about people who have different occupations in Kunlun that aren't just karate people.
This is all... Yeah, okay. Those people exist. Like the Klingon janitors exist in the Klingon Empire. I mean, sure. It's little more than fucking lip service, but sure. They're there. Like,
So I think what they're trying to do with Davos is show kind of the difference between that sort of ordered absolutism and this midget radio. I completely acknowledge that this may be giving the writers too much credit, and that there is a very real possibility that you will be able to say, I told you so, when we finish the rest of the season.
I'm probably just going to say it now, but because there's just no way.
Wait until you're right. But I think they're trying to kind of show the difference between like Danny, who's trying to make sure the right thing happens and that people are respected, and like it starts from that thing. It's like, Danny, you have to be willing to kill the hand. Are you willing to do that? And he's like, yeah, not really, because I'm a bitch.
Right.
But Davos is way too into that, because it's like, well, the hand are dead, so I better start killing everyone else that I don't like.
Right.
And so I thought that was kind of interesting, and I did think that you were going to like his character, because he's like, you know what? I'm just going to start murdering everybody. Hey, you, Guy with one eye, as if your life isn't shitty enough already. Drive me around so that I can murder other people.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Also,
I still don't see him as anything more than an angry child. And honestly, I mean, the way the series has portrayed him with this stupid relationship with his fucking militant mother, right? Who like basically says, "I don't love you because you're not the Iron Fist." That's clearly the thing that is motivating him. That's what's driving every decision. This sad fucking 6-year-old trying to win his mom's approval. That's all he's doing. That's all I see it at. I mean, that's all that's there. If it was more than that, if it was more like I have this really rigid respect for like order and all of that shit, then that would actually be more interesting. But that's so not at all. I think what they've been showing us with his character.
So like I understand and I don't particularly love the characterization of his mother. I was like,
yeah, it's cheap and stupid. Yeah.
Well, I mean, immediately I thought it's kind of different because today you can't say anything terrible about women.
Well, I don't subscribe to that madness the way that people see the world. And
I don't either, but eventually I was like, oh shit, you know what this is? This is probably some political hacks attempt to say tiger moms are bad people. And you're like, okay.
Your ability to read politics into fucking every single thing, I think, is horrifying.
It wouldn't surprise me with the amount of...
I know it wouldn't surprise you, but...
bullshit that we see. But it's like, oh, you're forcing this kid to be an overachiever and that's going to make terrible things. Like, whatever, fine.
It's just a bad writer doing a bad job, writing a bad character to give a stupider character a motivation to do something dumb to get through this entire series. It's just a badly written show. That's all it is. Of essentially two-dimensional characters acting on completely obvious motivations. There's no subtlety in this series whatsoever.
I'm trying to give it the best reading that I possibly can.
I don't know why. After season 1 of Iron Fist, there's no reason.
No,
maybe our discussion of Star Trek Discovery season 2 will find a more optimistic Tactic Angel trying to find the deeper meanings in why Michael Burnham ate this person and fucking killed those people.
I think so. Like, I try to acknowledge in my head my own biases, right?
Sure.
And I'm trying to compensate for them. And since I haven't gotten to the end of this story arc,
sure,
I don't see it as irredeemable. But what I do see it as right now is just silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as we're talking about silly characters, let's talk about Mary.
Okay.
There's something about Mary.
Yes, there is.
Holy shit. I was really annoyed when it's like, you have multiple personality syndrome.
Yeah.
It's called dissociative identities or whatever.
That's different.
You're like, oh, good. You know, it's weird in a show that has a person who has a glowing fist that can blow up cars that I'm like, you know, I just don't buy it.
This is a bridge too far.
You're trying to tell me that she can draw when she's Mary, but when she's Walker, she's like super tactical murder machine.
It's like
I don't think so.
It's like right and left brain, right? Like that's neuro.
Way too far out there, and it has something to do with water. I can't wait to find out why that is. Oh my God,
kill me! Yeah.
I bet she was in Afghanistan.
Sure.
And her team got blowed up.
Well, this show has no no qualms about going into flashbacks when you don't want it to. So I'm sure we'll see it.
None of them do. None of them do. I mean, how much shit did we have to deal with in Luke Cage season 2?
Last 2 episodes of Luke. Why are we this far back in the past? Isn't this almost over?
Oh, we have an entire season or episode set in the 70s.
What the fuck is happening?
I guess that's to try to get around the whole plot twist, bait and switch nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's still the plot twist, bait and shit.
Yeah.
Switch. Shit. Fuck. Damn it. And then, but it's just that you told us a little bit of it before you showed the characters completing the actions.
Yeah, you told us
and then having
plenty.
someone else tell you, oh, it was like that the whole time.
Yeah.
Go back and rewatch this and try to figure out if it makes sense. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter because it won't happen. But
I'm not wasting my time.
Fuck
anyway. So it was fine. Fine. I think that the flashbacks in this are to try to support Davos, but I was like, why does everything have to be like this is a problem with several of the Netflix shows. It's like, can we get past the origin story?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
In season 2, do we still have to be talking about Jessica's background?
Oh my God, yeah, we do not. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Have her solve a goddamn case.
Please God, at least one.
I guess they didn't do a ton of it in season 2, but what they did do is decide that they needed to do it to Luke Cage's opponents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's explain why Black Mariah is so evil.
Yeah.
And then, like this one, we're still dealing with Kunlun.
Yeah.
And you're like, Kunlun is a pile of ashes. Who cares? The only thing I want to see is the dragon that kicked the X-Men's ass.
Man. God damn it. God damn
triggered.
it.
How triggered.
So fucking stupid. I mean, at the time, right, like it was Hope that was actually wielding the power of that fucking dragon. And I mean, she is an X-Man, but still, like the idea that Xiao Lao, what is that even in the first place, could repel the fucking Phoenix Force is just asinine. It's just asinine. Fucking Cosmic Destroyer destroyed an entire fucking solar system, and Iron Fist can punch through a wall. That makes a lot of sense. Fucking.
You know who they should have gotten on their team? I think that if the X-Men had recruited Iron Man, they could have won.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He would have invented anti-dragon technology.
God. Yeah, it would have been just as magical as fucking Iron Fist and everything else.
Well, Iron Man did kick the shit out of Magneto.
That's true. That was asinine as well. This makes metal not everything magnetic, not magnetic. Science.
I should stop doing this, even though it is really fun.
Fucking ridiculous, stupid bullshit, man. But whatever, because Cyclops was right, man. I mean, that was the theme. That was the fucking theme. That entire series.
So, something that I did like. So Misty Knight, Colleen walk around. Eventually, they have the fight with the 2 Korean ladies.
Well, yeah. Well, you mean the tattoo bitches?
Yeah,
the Crane
Korean
sisters. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there are 3 of
Korean.
them. One of them is. I don't know if they're all Korean.
No, I think the black chick.
Yeah, one of them's the black, and the other 2 is the Oriental.
I think the black chick is like the business owner, cashier, or something.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are the actual tattoo artists, because all they said about who could do the ritual were the 2 Korean.
Oh, really? I thought it needed all 3. Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Hey, they're all bringing something to the party.
That's true.
But anyway, they have the kung fu thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like, wow, it's an actual kung fu fight.
Yeah.
Now it was overproduced and in a
Of
couple
course.
places
Yeah.
intensely choreographed and didn't make sense. But
Yeah.
I thought that was probably the strongest fight.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite scene in the whole series so far. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Colleen and Misty, I like both of those characters. I like when they fight people. I like the Crane sisters in theory. So all of that worked for me. Nice and simple.
And I mean, Misty's got some fun fucking lines.
Yeah.
It's like, what part of LAPD or NYPD freeze don't you understand? It's like, you can play up the Samuel or the Samuel L. Jackson
Oh, yeah.
all you want.
Oh, yeah. What I wouldn't give to hear her say motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Colleen and Misty together. Yeah, but they're just buried under the fucking shit pile of this show. You know, it's like watching Rosario Dawson in Cage sometimes. It's like, God damn it. Let her let her do her thing. Like,
I have an idea. What will happen is that Ward will fund a new Defenders, and it will be Misty Knight, Colleen,
yeah,
and Rosario
I
Dawson.
love it.
And we'll just get rid of all of the main characters.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, well, I mean, Misty and Colleen together are the
no,
daughters
you could
of the
take
dragon.
Jessica Jones.
And
You could still take Jessica
yeah,
Jones.
I would still like to have Jess around. And then, of course, Daredevil.
One rule would be no talking about your background.
Yeah, right. We're done. We know enough. Let's just move forward. But yeah. I mean, it seems like this series is building towards like a kind of Daughters of the Dragon like relationship. Colleen and Misty with their own little detective agency and stuff. That would be awesome. God, I would be so much more interested in that than pretty much everything else that's going on except for Daredevil and Punisher. But
Daredevil's dead, as they keep telling us.
right, yeah,
Fuck you guys.
yeah.
You have to bring him back
Of course
because
they
he's
are.
the only part of it that's any good.
Yeah.
The only part of the Defenders that's any good. And you can just keep... God, there is a part of me that still wishes that, like, there's all this hemming and hawing at the end of, or actually through the whole goddamn series, but at the end of the Defenders, and there's part of you that just hopes that, like, they bust into the final fight scene, and then you see Frank Castle turn around, and there's just bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what are you doing here?
You guys are late.
We came to fight Elektra. Good luck.
Taken care of.
And he just walks out as he's reloading the gun, still smoking.
That'd be
And you're just
awesome.
like,
Defenders
Let's-
season 2 is a 15-minute episode, and it just starts with them busting in. Punisher's resolved it. Credits. Problem solved, motherfuckers.
Frank Castle is so fucking good. And they didn't make him stupidly powerful.
No.
Which was good.
No, yeah, he's just awesome. Punisher is just fucking amazing. Iron Fist is not. I think help me follow. I think like when I started to get kind of pissed off at this show was towards the beginning, when so we find out
And then
right.
they played the credits.
Yeah, there's a triad war, right? So there's like the Hatchet Men, and then the other fucking
The Golden Dragon.
Golden Dragon. Yeah, whatever.
Is it?
I don't know.
So,
It's like
Golden Tigers?
Gold Tiger, the wontons or the egg rolls or something.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is fun for me. So there's the two triads, right? And they're fighting each other because whatever. And Danny and Colleen are like, you guys need to stop fighting each other. And so we find out that that like Davos has been working with one of them, the one who controls the docks, because, and this is where I started to get angry, because it's like he has this relationship. It's like really important to Davos, right? That the docks are okay and that like everything's secure and that his shipment's gonna come on time and all of that shit, be safe. And then, you know, Danny and Colleen kind of get in the way of that, and there's going to be a peace, and the guy who owns the docks tells Davos, he's like, I don't know about your fucking shipment, because, like, peace or something, for some reason, that is a problem. I don't know. Maybe we have to give up control of docks. I don't understand any of this crap. And Davos is like, fuck that, man, because I need my mail. And so he kills that guy, and then he gets his mail, and then you find out it's, like, the body of a dead Iron Fist. And at first I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. But then after that, I was like, this is fucking retarded. Because he opens up the shipping crate, right? He opens up the big crate, and there's the corpse. You're like, that's fucked up. And then he just takes the mask off the corpse, right? And then he cuts the chest part off where where the fucking dragon tattoo is. And like, that's it. That's all he needed. That's all he needed. So I saw that and I was like, have we spent the first 4 episodes having to deal with this conflict because Davos, 1, is just trying to secure a package delivery, and then 2, it's a body? Where did he get the body? Who shipped the body? Who's on the other side of this fucking transaction? I thought Kunlun was gone. I thought it was just Ash. Where did this come from in the first place? Also, if he only needed the chest and the head, like, why go through all of this shit? Like, it was like, watching that scene, I was like, oh my God, this is 4 hours of my fucking life I'm never gonna get back so that he could get these 2 items. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. The plot construction is so fucking lazy and stupid, that I kind of just lost it. And you throw that in with Davos has mommy problems, and that's what's motivating him through this entire goddamn series. And Joy can't get over the fact that her daddy was alive, and that's apparently Danny and Ward's fault. So what are you supposed to connect to on all of these characters are motivated by such ridiculous shit that it's completely impossible to empathize with, and the way they go about achieving these motivations is equally fucking ridiculous.
So that's part of why I said that this is silly, because it's not like they don't have motivations and you can't connect the dots. Yeah. It's just that it's like okay.
It's so stupid.
But in answer to your question directly,
okay.
Pretty much every civilization, particularly every modern civilization, has some sort of mail delivery.
Sure.
So I assume that the Kunlun post office motto is that neither snow nor rain nor heat nor the annihilation of our culture stays these couriers from their completion.
What the fuck, dude? That guy should be the goddamn Iron Fist.
He probably is. So, I mean, like, that's kind of where it was silly, because it's like a lot of this is like, let's try to keep the triads from having a fight. And you're just like, this is being handled with the same level of careful writing that I would expect from Mafia versus Ninja.
Yeah.
A better film than this, because it is so much worse that it is better.
Yeah.
But I mean, that actually kind of reminds me of the thing that I hated the most about this, and the reason why I hated it the most is because it reminded me most of this last Luke Cage season.
Okay.
And I hate seeing things that are so painfully similar.
Yeah.
Because it's like, everybody's telling Luke Cage, if you just run the goddamn city, like, there's gonna be peace.
Yeah.
If you're the boss of Harlem, then everybody's gonna, be fine. And that's fine. I buy it in Peppermint. She managed to
Yeah,
secure
sure.
one street.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like Danny is playing personal bodyguard to a crime boss
Yeah.
because he's so into, keeping the peace. And it's just like, I don't need. Okay, first of all, I hated it when Luke Cage was doing it because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And now you're having Danny do it, and I mean, it's maybe a little bit more believable for Danny's character because he's kind of an
He's
idiot.
a fucking moron, yeah.
But come on, I just watched this plot
Yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah. God, and the way that played out was so stupid too. So like, right, Danny,
Cage?
no, Danny, and the way it played out in this, it was so fucking stupid. Like, because Danny and Colleen, right, they're like, well, we want you to like we want you to negotiate peace, right? They're appealing to the wife of the fucking Golden Tigers or whatever. And like, so all of that just pissed me off in the first place because Colleen's like, think of like all the people that were gonna die and all the like people you're gonna
Think
lose
of
in a
the
war. Like,
children.
oh my goodness. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about? This is the mafia. Like, this is the fucking Chinese mafia. Like, it's a war. In a war, there are gonna be bodies, I mean, she like, does she not know this? Like, is she not aware of this? Like, it's a stupid fucking appeal. But fine, whatever. So they at least get the two gangs to the negotiating room, right? On the condition that like Danny at least provide, like protect her, right? Provide some kind of bodyguard service. You're like, all right, fine, whatever. And then he freaks out like a bitch because he sees somebody run across an alley, right? He just loses his shit because he sees somebody run across the alley and he's like, we gotta fucking get out of here right now. You are in danger. And of course that erupts into like a huge fucking fight and then they all have to bail.
So then they stab that guy in the eye.
Yeah, they stab that dude in the
die.
eye. Yeah, and he's fine. But so and then so because he's a pussy, two equally stupid things come out of that. One, they actually have the balls to go back to that same triad lady and say, you need to try to negotiate peace harder after we fucked it up in the first place. Like, this is on you somehow to figure out how to amend the fact that we fucked this up. That's pretty ballsy. And then two, Misty tells Danny to his fucking face, like, you blew a sting operation. We could have gotten both of the gangs arrested and put an end to the war. The police could have done that, but you fucked it up.
So it turns out being a vigilante may not always work out.
So it's like, now the bodies are on you, motherfucker. Like, now the bodies are on you, you piece of shit. And there's no like real realization of that. The show is just so fucking badly written. It's so frustrating to have to sit through this crap because it doesn't fucking make any sense. Like,
Well,
the things
Danny
coming out of
is-
their mouths make no sense.
Danny is consistently written as a person who is naive to the point
Just a
of
child.
yeah.
God.
I mean,
God,
at
it
least it's
sucks.
consistent.
Yeah,
I mean, it does suck, but at least it's
it is
consistent.
consistent. But it's like, come on, man. What's it gonna take? Like, what the fuck? How do you hear that? Like, how would you, like, can you imagine, like, if Daredevil fucking realized that he blew this giant operation that could have solved every problem that he's trying to solve by himself? Like, that motherfucker would at least go to the confession booth the next day, right?
And those scenes are all
And
good.
they're all fucking fantastic because he's actually a well-written character. But Danny Rand just, nope, I gotta charge out, I gotta kill the hand. And now that there's no hand, I guess I gotta take out triads. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have one singular motivation and that's it. And it just sucks. It just sucks. It just fucking sucks. These are two-dimensional characters. It's so fucking boring and tedious. What are you gonna do?
I cook it way better, man. I cook it way better.
I like your optimism. I can't wait to
Last
throw
half
it
of
in
the
your
season.
face in Star Trek season 2, but
I'm not sure if we're doing that.
we're gonna. We
That's
have
so
to. Captain
so
Pike
bad.
and Spock, Tactic Angel. And after we watch episode 3, I'm gonna be like, maybe it will get better.
episode. Oh,
It'll be great.
maybe we should. If we do it, maybe we should break that up
Yeah, we probably.
so
Yeah.
it doesn't become a 3-hour. Just
I don't know, man.
oh my gosh.
I mean, our capacity we can probably do 3 hours on one single episode, and
We probably can't because none of the episodes are clever enough.
I think it'll depend on the whiskey content as well. Biochemistry is gonna come into play.
Yeah.
I think a little bit.
If you get that rare breed in you, it's
If
gonna
I
be-
fucking bring the bottle in the room with me, yeah.
that's what I need. I need like a midget who's even shorter than midget radio to go in and like sneak, like maybe not even full bottles, maybe just the little 350s. What are those?
Oh,
I'm not even-
shit. I don't know.
I've never purchased one because
Yeah.
I have always been like, just give me the whole bottle. Better yet, give me that giant one with a handle.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to come here that often. It makes me look like an alcoholic. But
Right?
buying 3 of these doesn't.
No. This is just long-term planning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. At least I wasn't that guy who was trying to balance, a 32 pack of Bud Ice
Wow.
on the bar between his legs while he was riding a bike.
Nice. That's a
That is-
workout. Man.
That is a look of a person who is dedicated to being unemployed.
Absolutely. Maybe it's a psychological thing too. It's like, if I get this home, I fucking earned this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because last time I dropped it. I shattered 6 of them. I had to shotgun them because they were already leaking under the pavement. I had to drink all that warm Bud Ice.
I hope so.
And walk home with this, or stumble home with this half-open package, soaked in my tears and cheap alcohol.
Good stuff.
Okay, I kind of feel like we have mostly expended
Yeah,
our
I don't think
ability
I
to.
have anything else. Where did we end? What happened at the
Episode
end?
6.
Yeah, but
Episode 6.
what happened? They had the magic ritual. I liked the ritual. Like, I like the kung fu magic bullshit. I like the stupid bullshit. It's just that, God, it's the tedious, inane crap in this show that makes it so hard to watch. But I love like the ritual, all of that. I was like, this is God, if this was in a better show. Like, I'd
Then
be so into it.
Danny stumbles out of the ritual. He gets captured by some kids who want to ransom him
Oh,
for
yeah.
$500.
Oh yeah.
Misty shows up with Colleen and threatens to shoot them all in the fucking face, which would have made a better.
Oh yeah, that would
episode.
have been pretty great. Yeah.
And then Danny returns to the scene of the crime to have a conversation with Davos,
Oh God.
which goes
Oh,
pear-shaped.
that's right. Of course it does.
And Walker turns into Mary and walks off into the rain. And
Oh
you're
God,
like,
that was so stupid. God, I hated that scene. The fucking rain started, and then the ambulances show up, and it's like, let's be sure to get a close up on the flashing lights, so that people know what's going on with Mary. Like,
I do think that she does a pretty. I mean, like
her performance is not the issue. Yeah.
Alice Eve is playing both of the characters effectively.
Yes. Yeah.
That said, the
It's
problem
so
is that a
stupid.
schizophrenic character is hard to relate to.
Yeah.
Because it's two different characters.
And the circumstances are just so stupid. Like, so they hire her because Rand has magic database of all the information ever, right? So they just know that like there's this bitch out there who's really fucking effective at being a badass. So they're like, we should hire her to take some photos because she's killed so many people, right? Like those are her qualifications essentially.
Seems like it.
But
You can aim a gun, you can aim a camera.
Yeah. But somehow Magic Database of all the information just neglects the dissociative identity disorder. Shit. That's a big fucking surprise. I hate this show. I hate it so much. They find that out like, oh man, what a big shocker. Somebody must have omitted that one from the fucking... They didn't have a DID fucking column in the table for... It's so stupid that it's just obnoxious. Like,
You know what I bet? I bet it was when Joy saw that, when she was in the apartment, I really have to ask you not to play with my stuff. When that happened,
so retarded.
when that happened, I swear to God, I heard her subconscious yell out, "Fucking HIPAA! God damn it!"
Right. Well, I mean, it would be more effective if the badass with DID, like, I don't know, put her medical records somewhere than on the bookshelf. Like, she just picks up some papers.
It would have been
DID.
less effective if she had framed it and put it on the wall.
Right? It's so stupid. God damn it. It's like, that's just how lazily written this fucking series is. I just found out that she has DID because I picked up her medical records off the fucking bookshelf. This extremely private fucking badass murderer.
Yeah. Also,
It's
who
so
goes
stupid.
through people's stuff?
Right? I know. Just like looking through shit at random. I mean, come on. Joy's kind of a bitch. I guess I could kind of see her doing it. Also, she's
Maybe.
generally inconsistent character, but so
So kind of anything works.
yeah, it really does. I mean, you make her do whatever, and it's like, okay, well, that's just Joy. She's just
Because
a
her
vessel.
character doesn't make any
She's
sense.
just a vessel for shitty writing. That's all she is.
So yeah, whatever. It's fine. That's not the biggest problem.
No,
the series, but it's-
not. It's just more stupidity. Iron Fist season 2. What a dramatic improvement from season 1.
I can't wait to talk about it more
Yep.
when all of my theories have been proven correct.
Yep, it's gonna really turn around. I'm gonna be eating my words next episode on WNG.
Okay. Well, we will be back then on episode number 66 of the Wednesday Night Gentleman Multimedia Empire official podcast. Thank you everybody for listening. You can catch us on the Twitter where we are at WNG_MME_OPC. We're also on Facebook. We're on BitChute. We're on the Podbeam. We're on the Google thing and whatever. Like, subscribe, do all the things in all the places. Because we are right there on the verge of just hitting it big.
Breakout big time.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the episode.
This might be.
Thank you, everyone, again, for listening to this whole podcast, which you definitely did. We will see you again on episode 66 of this podcast.
Bye-bye.